What are project management tools? This is a great topic because it leads us to discussing what's most important in construction, which is enabling the trades to do their work. I love this video. If you're really wanting a great perspective and a great way to teach your up and coming rising stars, then stay with me on this video right now. Okay, so what are project management tools? So here are some examples. RFIs, that's a tool. Submittals, that's a tool. Meetings, that's a tool. Your job cost report, that's a tool. Your ability to do financial projections, that's a tool. Your pre-construction meetings, that's a tool. All of these things are tools. And you have your schedule, that's a tool. There's tools everywhere. I love tools, by the way. I'll give you an analogy. Let's say you're a carpenter. Part of your job is to know how to frame that house. Oh, this is such a good analogy. And the building code and the craft. The other part is to know how the tools help you do that. So you have to have the tools, but if you taught a carpenter, oh my gosh, this is such a good analogy. If you taught a carpenter, you're like, here's how to run a saw. Here's how to use the square. Here's how to use the cat spot. Here's how to use a chalk box. And then you're like, go build a house. They'd be like, well, let's just go snap lines. Well, let's just cut wood. Well, let's just go ahead and square this, that square, that square, that square. And they wouldn't ever know what they're applying it to. And that, in an analogy form, is what construction has become. And that's why this channel exists, is to help people get real information that doesn't hurt them. We're hiring people from college, we're teaching them tools, we're telling them to go run work without experience, without having field engineer experience, without ever having to be boots in the mud with the craft. And we're saying, go do these things. And they're saying, oh, well, that's square, well, that's square, well, let's snap lines. And they don't know what they're doing. And I hate that, and I love them, and I don't want them to have to go through that. When we teach project engineers, well, this is how you do an RFI, and this is how you do a submittal. It's the exact same thing if we're like, hey, carpenter, this is how you snap a line, and this is how you use the level, and this is how you swing a hammer. They're gonna go out there and be like, well, I'm swinging a hammer. Well, I'm snapping the chalk line. But they don't know what they're doing with it. And that's the point. People think that a field engineer's job is to run a total station, shoot 90s, and create lift drawings. No, it's not. It's to enable the work of the foreman and the trades. People think that a work of a project engineer is to do RFIs and submittals and subcontractor pay applications. No, it's not. The job of a project engineer and project manager, for that matter, is to buy out and prepare a trade partner to complete a scope of work and finish with high levels of quality. Plan, build, finish. That is the purpose. And so that's probably the best example. I've talked about it before. The PE example is what I'm talking about. This is how you do an RFI, great. This is how you write an email, great. This is how you review a submittal, great. Tools, tools, tools. And eventually everything becomes an RFI, and everything becomes a submittal, and everything becomes a piece of paperwork. And then we're doing this to people, and the trades on the other side being like, what the trades treat us just like if they saw a newly trained carpenter just going out on a freshly placed slab just snapping lines. You're like, why are you snapping all these lines? I'm using the chalk box. This is what I was taught to do. What are you doing it for? You're staining my slab on grade. They look at us the same way. They're like, why is this the 50th RFI when there's a better way? Why have we rejected this submittal when there was a quick alteration? Why do we have this paperwork bureaucratic process when we don't need it? Why are we writing emails when you could have just called me, right? The point is, we've got to understand that above tools, or more importantly than the tools, is the purpose and the process. And the purpose for everything we do in construction, and I mean everything, is to get the workers and foremen everything they need to build the job. That's it. Plan the job with the right team, with the right plan, with the right supply chains, which includes materials and information, with the right environment, on the right rhythm, with the right preparation strategy, so that they have the people, the resources, the information, the equipment, and the layout to do everything they need to do. That's it. That's all we do, is to enable workers and foremen to do their job out in the field. That's it. And so how do we do that? By enabling them to plan, build, finish every piece of work in one piece flow. And so that means that we are helping project engineers, field engineers, superintendents, project managers. We're helping trades to plan, build, finish. So The contract is simply a tool to plan. The schedule is simply a tool to plan. The pre-mobilization meeting is simply a tool to plan. The current short interval schedule is simply a tool to build. Your quality feature of work visual or your installation work package is simply a tool to build. Your daily walks is simply a tool to build. Your first in place inspection, your mock-up, is simply a tool to finish as you go. You get my point. These are all just tools. And as soon as we switch our focus from tools to our purpose and process, then we'll get it and we'll use the right tool for the right job and we'll do it in the right way. And once we understand that we will train people and respect people, we will use the right process and focus on the right process for plan, build, finish, and we will focus on delivering a quality product safely. And so this is the purpose. So please, my call to action is, please don't come into construction and just learn the tools. Get the time and the experience to go learn about the people, the process, and how to deliver quality, because that is more superior than the tools. I'm going to put this into a blog post for you in the description below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.